Call the meeting order. Let's stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Trish.
Mrs. Brew? Miss Langless?
Here.
Mr. Menegini?
Here.
Mr. Marraro?
Here.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Here.
Do I have a motion to excuse Mayor Brew?
I make a motion to excuse Mayor Brew.
Support.
Miss Langless?
Yes.
Mr. Menegini?
Yes.
Mr. Marraro?
Yes.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes.
Approval of the agenda. Do I have any motion to approve the agenda? Oh, I'm sorry, the amended agenda as of 3/2/26.
I'll make a motion to approve the amended agenda as of 3/2/26.
Support.
Mr. Menegini?
Yes.
Mr. Marraro?
Yes.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes.
Miss Langless?
Yes.
Approve the minutes, joint special meeting of February 18th, 2026. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion we approve the minutes for the joint special meeting of February 18th, 2026.
Support.
Mr. Marraro?
Yes.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes.
Miss Langless?
Yes.
Mr. Menegini?
Yes.
Approval of minutes, regular meeting of February 18th, 2026. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the meetings of a regular meeting of February 18th, 2026.
Support.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes.
Miss Langless?
Yes.
Mr. Menegini?
Yes.
Mr. Marraro?
Yes. Approval of manifest 2026-05 in the amount of $190,004.13. Do I have any questions?
No.
Rick?
No questions.
No questions. I don't have any questions. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve manifest 2026-05 in the amount of $190,004.13.
Second.
Miss Langless?
Yes.
Mr. Menegini?
Yes.
Mr. Marraro?
Yes.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes.
Answers to previous manifest questions, we have none. Public comments, any item of interest. Anyone in attendance wishing to address the council on any item of interest shall do so at the podium. State your name and address for the record. Comments shall be limited to 3 minutes per person. We have none. Moving on, public comments, agenda item. Once again, anyone in attendance wishing to address the council on agenda items only shall do so at the podium. State your name and address for the record. Comments shall be limited to 3 minutes. No one? Okay, moving on, actionable items. Item 1, Coleman Engineering Proposal, Drinking Water State Revolving Fund Application. Dan?
So, if you recall, at the last council meeting, we discussed this revolving fund application to the state of Michigan and also to the federal government for our lead line replacements. Coleman, they did the work for our intent to apply for this. And so what we are requesting is to hire Coleman to finish the application and apply for this funding. If we are successful in getting the funding, whether it is just simply a large loan or if we get any grant funding of it, we will have to put on RFP for the actual engineering services for the larger project because of its size and scope. But because of it, we're a little crunch time to get our application here, and it's something we couldn't do on our own. Coleman has the experience with our system and the intent to apply. We are requesting that we use them for that process. Scott Nowak, Coleman Engineering, is here tonight. If you guys have any questions about the program, the revolving fund program, the project, the application, anything like that, he is here to answer any questions.
Yeah, so I missed the last meeting, but I did talk to Candy. Any idea how many we have?
700.
Estimate,
About 700.
And it's.
Did you just say most definitely 700?
About 700.
About 700.
I don't think, nobody, including the water
Nobody
department, is gonna give you a solid.
And we're figuring.
Nice try.
And I know, you know, any engineering estimates at this point as far as how much per line?
I say $10,000.
So you're talking $7 million?
Yeah, there's a lot of variables with it. I'm gonna throw that out there, being, you know, how many of them are only private side, or how many of them are only public side? You know, public's under the blacktop costs more, private's on yards or lesser. Some of them are public and private, it's a mix, but 10,000 is a pretty fair number in today's dollars. That's what we're seeing from bids.
And we've been staring this down now since I've been here. We did, you know, last 2 summers, we did the investigation that was required of us to kind of get an idea of how many lead or galvanized or previously connected are out there. We did get 2 fully funded grants for that. And now we are facing the next phase of this. And remember, this is a federal and state requirement across the country. We cannot pass this cost on to individual users. It has to be utility-wide. So everyone's going to feel the burden of this.
But also this takes care of the pipe, like all of the piping from the water main from the road, correct, into the home?
That is what this is about.
At no cost to the actual
Correct.
individual
Yep.
and
Yep.
their own.
Generally speaking, outside of this issue, that service line from the main into the private property, into the home is the responsibility of the homeowner.
Right,
We normally don't touch that.
but in this case,
But in this
different.
case, if you are lead, galvanized, or previously connected, the federal government mandated that it is the utility's responsibility now to correct that.
Right.
And we have till 2038-ish.
2037,
So about 10
it
years.
depends. They haven't published an exact date. By end of 2037 is, I believe, what they're gonna tell
I think
everyone
the
firmly.
state was 20, but Fed was less and Fed supersedes.
Because originally 2040 was the timeline, now it's 2037, the feds put it back.
So we've got $700,000 a year for 10 years to do this
Correct.
project.
So the program itself, and this is a little unique, they've changed some things. Every 2 years, they change the program around, and one of the things they did is they've given extra points, and it's all about points in a grant application. They have a 1 out of 100 point scoring. You get extra points for doing over 50% of them. So if you have 700, if you apply for at least 351, you get extra points in there. I recommend putting in for 351 of them for that very reason. You can apply for all of them. That's a decision to be made at a later date too. But whatever you want above that, you're going to be in a good point scoring position. The program itself, it takes about 3 years from the date of application till the time you finish a project. So if we're talking about a grant application this year, you get awarded the funding in the fall, you're not gonna be able to put a shovel in the ground until the fall of 2027. And if it is 350 services, I would give a contractor all of 2028 and all of 2029 to finish the work. So you're out there a long time in this project, 2030 by the time this thing is done. If this, again.
The first half.
The first half. Parallel conversation, and, you know, just being honest with other communities, depending how you score and how the grants, you know, the goal is to get grant money for the city here to defray some of the burden from the ratepayers, right?
I definitely hope so.
That's the dream, right? If you're in a good position to get the grant, just go for another one right after it, you know, and that's what most communities are doing right now. You know, year in, year out, they're getting some grant money for it and stacking it to get as much as they can.
Any idea what percentage of this that grant money will cover?
No,
No clue?
no. I will tell you historically, they have been giving a lot of people 50-50. 50% grant, 50% low interest loan. Wouldn't never stand in front of you and make a promise.
Yeah, right.
You know? And that's, they have thrown a bunch of extra money in the program this year. That's one of the reasons that this came to light, that, okay, now the
That's nice
city
of
should
them.
apply. Several $100 million extra this year statewide.
I mean, where are we as far as other communities? Are we are we the tip of the spear? Are we lagging behind? Are we right in the sweet spot in the middle?
I hesitate to say behind, but it's getting time to do something
Okay,
about it.
it's time for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I mean, so if this stuff's being implemented, this isn't just something Norway's gonna be dealing
Oh,
with.
no.
And heads are gonna roll at some level in state government and federal government, mostly state government, if something like this isn't, hey, how are we gonna help defray this cost?
Yeah.
You know, we always, and luckily, you know, Michigan recently has been in a spot of budget surpluses, right? So when we get budget surplus, hey, what are we gonna do with this money? How are we gonna do it, right? I would think that this is something that, that Michigan, I'm sorry, I can't come up with the acronym right now. The ML.
Eagle?
Oh,
Michigan Municipal League.
no.
Oh,
I would imagine that this is something that they're gonna see some lobbying and political action for. Just like, you know, you can't make any guarantees about anything. No one can make any guarantees on anything. But this is a hot topic everywhere.
what worries me the most is every community in the UPs, well, maybe in a country's in the same boat. I mean, there's only so many contractors do this stuff. I mean, you know, the price, I mean, you know, it's supply and demand.
Years to do the work.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a mess. This is a mess.
As far as local contracts, to your point.
Yeah.
Iron Mountain, Reading Township, and Kingsford all have a project going out to bid this year to do this exact work.
Yeah.
You know, for 27, 28 construction. Do have a lot of concerns about contractor availability. It's a lot of service lines statewide, to be put in the ground by a limited pool of construction workers. That said, it's why I like to give 2 years of timeline. It's longer than most companies would need, but make sure you expand that pool as much as you can.
Agreed.
Scott, can you briefly just discuss how a community would qualify for getting grant money out of this loan?
So median household income is huge, and there is a point I'd like to make here too with this, but should you folks approve the proposal, the step one is getting into your median household income number. Yours is complicated because the state views Norway Township and the city together, and we have to blend that based on the number of meters in both communities and come up with a blended median household income. That drives everything with these grants, to be honest. There's this thing called an overburden status, and if you're overburdened, that means your rates are fairly high compared to your median household income. General statement, there's a couple different ways and it's complicated, but if you're overburdened or significantly overburdened, they throw more and more grant money at you just by hitting those two metrics. I honestly don't know what your median household income is right now without that. That blending is quite complicated. It depends on the number of meters in both community, in the township and the city, and the size, and that'll take a minute.
And according to the state's website for this, Norway's household median income is 63,000, the township's is 90,000.
And I'll get into the weeds a little bit on that. There's also taxable value per capita. Take total taxable value of the city of Norway divided by the population, that's the number for the city, same with the township. You would actually qualify for overburden status, I hope, based on the taxable value per capita.
Say, that's where, yeah, we kind of lag behind.
Yeah.
We've had that discussion about that.
I hope. Again, the township number is quite a bit higher. So once
Yeah.
you blend it off, I don't know what it's actually gonna settle out to.
Can you make a case also, there's a significant difference in the city for 40 households 40 and under versus our senior population. I mean, I think it's like there's a $20,000 household income difference or $30,000 household
And
income.
yes, that makes sense, but no, it's the government.
Ask, so
Yeah, the rules are extremely, this is the way.
they just want one number.
Yeah, in point of fact, today at noon, there was a webinar on this, the way you calculate it today. They do that once a year to train you on it, and it is extremely rigid.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not very giving on things like that as much as I disagree with them. cities aren't too bad, but just, townships are a problem.
Yeah,
You're using the same metric for people that live in Vulcan as people that have a lake home out in the lakes. And it isn't right. We all recognize that those people aren't paying water and sewer bills, but yet we're blending in their median household income
Yep.
to it.
yep, thank you.
Any other questions for Scott?
No,
One point I do want to make on that the webinar was today. Haven't been able to do anything on that until we did the webinar. The state doesn't even talk to you until then. Before we spend $1 of your money on this proposal, we're going to find out if you're overburdened or significantly overburdened. Don't get me wrong, it's a minute to do that, but we could know next week.
Good.
If you're not overburdened, I'd like to meet with Dan and let you folks consider whether or not you move ahead with this. If you're not overburdened, I don't know if there's going to be any grant money. That's just the truth of it. So
what about the lower loan rate?
you can theoretically qualify for the lower loan. Yep. And again, up to you folks for a decision on that. Yep.
Well, that's gonna be the only option we have, right, is the low interest loan. Is it gonna be a RDA loan?
It'll be the state revolving fund loan. And because it's lead, in my understanding, a lot of it will come from the Fed.
Which would be RDA.
Some yes.
It will or not, exactly.
And I suppose Rural Development Authority, I don't know if it would be.
Yeah, rural development, they actually don't fund, they don't fund lead water surface replacement projects standalone.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is actually through Michigan Finance Authority. Lots of strings. I do want to point that out. These are the only folks that are funding these things. So it's the strings everybody lives with. But lots of strings you take on a loan, 20, 30, 40 years, you get some say in the term of the loan. You can't pay it off early. I just learned that information. You're stuck to that term period. You're stuck to their requirements as far as what the interest rate is. We would know that before you sign in the dotted line. We would at least know the number, but I couldn't tell you what the interest rate is right now. You do get, and this is very short notice, I'm going to also put everybody on warning about this. I do dislike this in the program. Sometime around October 1st, they'll come out with an award. And if you're on the list, they're going to ask you to say yes or no in about 4 or 5 days. And it's usually a special meeting.
To a loan, you mean?
Yeah, they want an answer immediately.
Will we have the details before the 4 or 5 days, or that's it?
I'll have a pretty good inkling if you're going to get an award.
Historically, 2%, right? You're talking 40 years usually, but I know it's probably up from that right now.
Yes.
I looked, it was 2.75.
Yeah,
I believe
probably.
2.5, depending on.
Yeah.
I believe this year's awards are 2.75.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Historically, they've been about 2 for the long terms, but yeah, interest rates are higher, so I expected that.
so do we make this recommendation, and then if he comes back and says that we don't, we're
Well,
not
Scott,
gonna qualify?
Plan B.
What is the timeline, is there a different timeline between if we are burdened or if we're gonna go straight just for a loan?
Nope, same exact timeline. Application is due June 1st. You get it back about a month out of there because you have to finish the application, post it publicly. We'll have to have a public meeting, public hearing, and then there's a resolution to be passed. Submit June 1st. Typically, early September, they'll publish a draft project priority list. Hopefully you're listed on the draft list and we'll have some idea if you're gonna get funded. October 1st is when you have to, sometime around there, you have accept it. There's a very detailed environmental process and all kinds of things that happen through the following winter, including all the financial side of it. You have to hire a bond attorney and a financial advisor.
Which we've done those through the other bonds. The one thing I'll say is whether we end up being significantly overburdened or not, I think this is probably the best avenue, whether it's we get a grant or we just get the loan. Because the difference of either a $700,000-ish year bill or an under $200,000 depending on the terms and things like that. So I do think, Scott, we need an approval for this tonight.
As written?
Yeah, I think that would work.
Because if it's less, it's just doesn't go over, right?
Yeah, if you folks choose to stop the process at any point, just stop sending me a bill and send the contract.
But with the timeline, I think I'd like to.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have no choice. We have to move, we have to get this application in.
Just
So-
please keep us updated.
Yeah.
ASAP about that.
Always.
You know, if we qualify overburden.
It is, the overburden status is, it's 100 points possible, overburden status is 20 of them.
Okay.
That's why that's a big part of the
Big number.
conversation.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, so understanding all that, keep us, thank you for how you explained everything.
Yeah.
For someone who doesn't live in your world, you did a great job, so I appreciate that. Sometimes those engineers,
I know.
it's hard to slide rules and stuff, I get lost.
That's why we have engineers help us with this stuff.
Exactly.
Any other questions?
Oh, you want a
Do you have
motion?
a motion?
I make a motion, we approve the Coleman Engineering proposal for professional services not to exceed $4,000 for completing and filing the drinking water state revolving fund application, lead water service line replacement.
I'll second that.
Mr. Menegini?
Yes.
Mr. Mararo?
Yes.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes?
Ms. Langless?
Yes.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate, thanks for everything. Moving on, item number 2, electric department tree trimming, Dan?
So this is, we've been contracting long-term tree trimming since I've been here, and before that, we've been using Asplin. Historically, Scott Hagee attempted to get 3 quotes for that. He did get 2, one from Asplin, who we have been using, and the other one is from Bugle Contracting. Bugle did come in a little lower. My understanding is we didn't have the best luck with using them previously. We've had extremely good relationship with Asplin. They are a large company, never had an issue. So we'd like to proceed with them again. What we've done historically is a not to exceed $50,000 for the year. They have typically just done work up to that amount, and we stopped from that particular year. We did send this to Grant. He had 2 requests for corrections, which they did agree to, and that being on 11B-10, the 10-day turnaround for payments has been changed to 30 days. And number 21, the legal dispute to take place in Dickinson County, not Montgomery County, Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we did agree to those terms. I did make copies with those corrections here. But other than that, he had no issue with the contract.
Thanks, Dan. Any questions?
No?
I mean, is this
5-year.
Bugle Contracting, is this a newer company, or?
I don't think so. I mean, we've used Asplin for at least the last 5 years.
Yeah.
We've used Bugle prior to that. Scott would tell you some of, like, say Escanaba uses them, they've had no problem.
Okay, yeah,
It was just, I guess, our experience at that time.
yeah, and I agree with that, you know, if I could, yeah, if I knew the track record for Bugle a little bit more, I think I'd be more, inclined to take a deeper, more detailed, but Asplin's been fantastic for
We've
us.
had no issues with them.
Yeah.
And like I said, other municipalities have not had a problem with Bugle.
With Bugle,
I don't
yep.
see that, nothing really, just our experience with it.
Okay, gotcha.
And again, this is a 5-year, not to exceed 50 per year.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion
I
to,
apologize, I did not write.
that's okay, I was just looking. I'll make a motion to approve Asplin Tree Service for a 5-year contract not to exceed $50,000 per year for tree trimming services.
I'll second that.
Mr. Mararo?
Yes.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes?
Ms. Langless?
Yes.
Mr. Menegini?
Yes.
Item 3, resolution 2026-1, organizational borrowing credit cards.
So
Dan?
this is a long time coming. The city has always and only used debit cards for transactions. Some issues with debit cards is those are directly tied to our checking account, more susceptible to potential fraud. We recently had some fraud in our checks, and we recently had some fraud in our debit card. Luckily, that was caught and no problem. So what we're looking at is transitioning to credit cards which provide more protection. It does not come directly out of our checking account. We have an opportunity to dispute charges, which is typically a much easier process when those type of things occur. These credit cards are coming from our local bank here, where we bank at Northern Interstate. Anytime you get a credit card from an organization, they give you their standard resolution. This was also reviewed by Grant. There's nothing to change here. You'll see that it's Bankers Bank in Madison, which is where Northern Interstate does their work with credit card transactions. So we would have, Christina, 4 cards. We're gonna get 1 for each department. We have a total limit for the city, but it wouldn't change how we go about doing, using the credit card. We do have a credit card policy already on file. We might make some changes to this and bring it back to council, but as far as how we use and function, it would function the same way as we do currently.
Yeah, I definitely want to see Dan, I definitely want to get an update for the council on who, when, how, and what. What is the limit on the cards per user, per department?
What did you put out?
10.
And we wouldn't
10,000.
obviously do that. It's the same as again.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I understand.
So yeah, there is that limit, which what we would probably change here is approval processes for a certain amount.
No, I definitely understand the reasons behind it,
Yeah.
for sure. And I think 10's fine, per department, but as long as we have safeguards in place for approval like we always do, and,
Yep. And the credit cards stay with the treasurer,
And-
everything's signed out.
Yeah. And again, we have an authorized user list. I don't think everybody in the department should be able to grab the credit card and go buy something, right? We want the supervisors or
Yep,
the
the supervisors have the responsibility.
foreman, yeah, all right. Yep. Any questions, guys? Do you have a motion?
I make a motion, we approve Resolution 2026-1, an organizational borrowing resolution authorizing the issuance and use of city credit cards from Bankers Bank administered through Northern Interstate Bank.
Second that. Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes?
Ms. Langless? Yes. Mr. Menegini?
Yes.
Mr. Mararo?
Yes. Moving on to discussion items. Item 4, homeowner request to pave driveway over sewer utility easement. Darren Masti, petitioner. Dan?
So Mr. Masti is here in the audience, wants to discuss with the council. So what this is, Mr. Masti came to me, he has a home in Vulcan, and there is a sewer utility easement that runs pretty much directly through the center of his gravel driveway. He discussed a couple of things he wanted to do, a garage, a driveway, paved driveway. What I kind of informed him is a structure would likely be just no over that easement. That is too much of a liability on the structure and on us. What I discussed with him with the driveway is, I said I'd like to get that approved. That doesn't concern me so much, other than I don't think we should be responsible for the potential breakup of that driveway if we have to get to that sewer main. And as I discussed with him, we may never have to get in there. We might have to get in there the next day. It's very hard to know. What I think Mr. Masti would like to speak with council tonight is not having him to take on the burden of us having potentially to tear that up if we have to get to it.
Question. So you're saying it runs up the driveway, not across the driveway?
It runs right through the driveway, kind of takes a turn.
Dude, why don't you move the driveway over? I mean,
It's, here's
very
Mr. Masti's house.
Yeah.
This is his driveway, and it, you know, is almost right directly through and
Yeah.
through the back. He is, I think, he is on a slope down, so he does get runoff in the gravel driveway. He and I did discuss, he owns the property next door. I did discuss with him about potentially moving the driveway and then also a garage.
Yeah, perpendicular, you know, usually you see them perpendicular, and then municipalities, you know, counties, they say, yeah, okay, if we're gonna do something with that easement, we have to tear up your driveway, well, you know, you got 10, 12 feet, you do it, you replace it, it's fine, but if this is running up the spine of your whole driveway, I mean, that's a tough one.
Yeah, this is a very unique situation.
Yeah.
I'm mainly concerned, the runoff's coming down, it's creating a big divot down my driveway, right down the middle.
Yeah, totally get
And the
it.
silt is actually draining on top of the manhole cover.
Yeah.
So I'm cleaning that off too during big rainstorms.
So what are you thinking then?
Just a quick question on the image, is it the light blue?
No, so he would be, his is the brown. So, this is Mr. Masty's house. Here, I should have marked that. So,
Okay.
it's the brown line that runs down the driveway next
So-
to the home.
Got it right
Yep, right
here.
And so he
Okay.
does own this property here. Like I said, he and I discussed if it was possible just to push it out of the easement here, and then he could have a garage. And that's not his preferred placement. So to me, I think the structure would be out of the question. That would be too much of a risk for him to build a garage that might be over top of the sewer line. I don't have much of a heartburn with improving the driveway. I just think we have to come to terms on who's responsible if that has to be tore up. In a gravel driveway, if we have to tear that up, we would certainly put that back as we found it.
Yes.
But we're talking a different level when it comes to pavement or concrete. And we certainly would need some agreement regardless. Now, we cannot approve the driveway. He's not in our city limits from a zoning standpoint. What we would only approve is an agreement to allow him to do that if in fact he gets permission from the township from the zoning perspective.
Yeah, probably 99.9% of these situations are that perpendicular easement, right? They cut across
It'd be a lot
a
easier.
front, right? But running, you know, what's the length of that driveway?
I'm not sure off the
40
top of my
feet
head.
maybe?
Yeah, it's
You-
not
Is
huge,
it-
but
Is it just the sewer line, the water line is in a
I
different
believe
spot?
it's just a sewer.
Okay.
Is your driveway dirt right now? Is that?
it's dirt right now, yeah. We get a big thunderstorm, it just creates
And there's
divots.
no possible way of possibly paving another area to make the driveway not over that specific spot?
It's kind of, where it comes in now is kind of like smoothest area, otherwise you're gonna be in big, like, hill territory. 'Cause I'm coming down off from the iron line and
So in the
there's
front
a
of
big
your house,
hill.
it dips down, is basically what you're saying?
Yeah, where my house is, there's a big hill that's leading up from the house to the road.
Okay.
And where it is right now, you got the driveway and then there's mailboxes, and then it would be the next property over.
Okay.
We also have an engineer here.
I'm just wondering, you know, maybe if you, a lot of people have hills, but you know, you could make it a circular, you know, driveway that goes, you know, one way and then back out, and there's lots of options, you know, I mean, other than paving over.
I do also have a major problem with surface water.
Yeah.
In the spring, I could go conceivably out to the front, but cars will get stuck in it. It's just so mucky. Usually until August sometime, it's just really wet during
And
the,
that's why you wanna pave it.
yeah.
Is
And
what
that,
I'm
and I
saying.
wanna prevent like all the washout and of course the silt and stuff going over the manhole cover.
If I'm reading this easement contract right, though, it says that if we were to access it, we would need to pay for putting the pavement back. Is that correct?
What it is it's, right now it's currently a dirt.
No, I meant the actual,
Yeah, so we would have to repair what's currently there.
what's currently there, or what, like, if he makes it paved, we would have to repair the pavement according
Well, he would have
to
to get
this.
permission from us to do any improvements.
Right,
If we tear it up today, we would have to put it back the way it is
But
currently.
if he pays it,
That's,
then we have an issue of paying for the pavement.
that's why we would need, in my opinion, a secondary agreement stating who's responsible to pay for that improvement.
Are you willing to be responsible for fixing that if it
Yeah,
needs to happen?
I've made a lot of concessions, so I thought that the city could at least, if they had to dig it up, which is not super likely, but it's possible, that the city would take on that responsibility.
So this is his house, and this is his driveway here. So the sewer line runs right, basically through the center. And there is a depression here, it is down.
Yeah.
And this is the property he owns here, and this is the area we decided, discussed with him that he could do it, you know, over there.
Oh, pave there instead.
Yeah, he does have a property line issue. The property line basically runs right here, he owns both. But I would advise if he did that, he should get, change the property dimensions. So,
Darren, you do understand but if we would approve something like this, the can of worms that would open up for everybody else that would want to do the same thing.
This is a very unique situation though.
But until the next 12 people come in, that's the problem, right? When you put your driveway in, did you know you're on an easement there?
Yeah, that was always there when the house was built and everything.
So you knew that you put your driveway over the top of the sewer line.
But
But
I
the
also,
driveway was already there, you're saying?
yeah, it was already kind of there. But I also built my house smaller and kept it away from the easement. And there is a stipulation in that easement where I could have made the city move the whole loop sewer line.
Okay?
So I took that into consideration in not making the city spend a whole lot of money moving whole sewer line.
Where does the sewer line stop?
at the other end.
So it just keeps going straight through that land?
Correct.
All the way to the other side of the tree?
So is Darren correct, Dan? If he could have made us move that sewer line?
The provision in there, I think what it says is, if for whatever reason, the house has to be reconstructed, we would have to get together and come to terms on if where he wants to put it is reasonable enough for us to have to move that line. I don't think it's a blanket, I'm not the attorney, I don't think it's a blanket, he wants to rebuild, we have to move it, we have to agree together on, is it reasonable?
Is there a way possibly to pave it more to the right just a bit? Like exactly where is the sewer line? Like where, or is it directly in the middle of this?
It's hard, it's probably.
I mean, is it over the left? Is it,
Right down the middle, right down the spine of that son of a gun.
it's right down the middle of
Then
that?
you have a certain number of feet on either side.
Darren, did you build the house? Did you build the house or did you buy it?
We built the house.
You built the house, okay.
We had to. It was a terrible situation. We kind of had to build. The other house that was on the property had major issues with it, where it was becoming unlivable quickly, so.
Because I'm just wondering, if there's a way for you to just go to the right and not, and then you could just do grass, fill in the rest of it with grass and somehow avoid, the sewer line altogether without paving over that and then leave the rest of it dirt or grass so we can still get to it, then it kind of avoids all of this, you know what I'm saying?
It's tough. My house is actually about 10, 12 feet away from the center line of that sewer line.
If you wanted to put a drive on either side, yeah, they'd have to, if it was going to the right, you'd probably start somewhere over here.
Right.
If it's going to the left, it'd start in where that mailbox was.
Then on that side, you have to fill it in with dirt, because obviously there is a big indent in the yard. Clean it up, I'm sure that is really swampy.
Not what even, I have to check even, Scott, you might know, but like Elliot, if someone approves a driveway, if we can even pay for, pay for that sort of reconstruction. And it's something I have to look at.
Yeah, I'd like Grant's input on something like this as well.
I'll be honest, if it was paved originally, and I recognize it's a different situation, paved originally, the grant would pay for that. In an easement, they would pay that,
but it wasn't paid originally, so.
Correct,
Before.
different scenario, right?
It's
It's the
just
same
the
thing.
way that it's not, situation.
You know, right now, we would pay to reconstruct the way it currently is.
So does this need further
Yeah,
investigation?
this is a discussion.
Yeah.
Okay,
Council-
discussion.
I told Darren that if an agreement had to be reached, council would have to have that approval. And so he asked to come speak directly. Have talked to Frank on it. Yeah, it does obviously we have more discussion, investigating to go. This is just the first component of discussing it with
Okay.
council to get your opinion on where this is at.
I'd say you're all of 40 feet there, hey, to the, where you park your vehicles, maybe more. I mean, I can't tell from this end, but it looks
The total length is 95 feet.
95 feet.
95 from the edge of the road to the back of the drive, like the back of your house.
Yeah,
But it's
that's roughly around there.
Darren, you think of paving or you think of concrete?
Probably paving would be easier. I think concrete would be a little more expensive to put in there.
95 feet?
I'm not 100%, I haven't really done too much.
That's not exactly. It's
Yeah.
got a ton more.
So what you're having trouble with is the runoff from the dirt driveway into the swampy front area.
Yeah,
and
because the whole, the
pool
Bellows,
area.
yeah, the Bellows Street kind of slopes down, and it kind of, and from my neighbors up above, it kind of all comes down at one point, and kind of down the side of my driveway,
pond.
down the middle,
Yeah.
and yeah, there's basically a river running through the middle of my driveway.
Yeah, and you have that whole lot of the side there, correct?
Yeah.
So you could actually bring another dirt driveway further over and kind of loop back towards the house, and then just eliminate that whole thing. Yeah, that or even further over, so you wouldn't have, the runoff would be stay in that empty lot, and you wouldn't have to even worry about paving that existing driveway. Just thinking of other ways to do this,
Yeah. that's
instead
what
of
I
just
was
saying no,
thinking,
man.
too, like, is how to make it so that there is, you could pave another driveway just somewhere else, just not over the sewer line.
Yeah, then I'm gonna have to pay a lot
Either
for,
driveway, we don't have any say over if you can move it over from a zoning standpoint, that's not our.
But we could sure say no to rebuilding a 95-foot driveway, so that's what I'm trying to work with them on right now. Yeah.
I'm not asking the city to actually pay for it, I'm just saying in the event that
Yeah.
it had to be ripped up, that the city would replace it.
So you're actually asking for the city to pay for it, I understand. If we have to tear it up, that's the problem, right? We would be going in agreement saying, if something goes wrong with that line, then we're responsible for a 95-foot concrete or asphalt driveway that has to be tore up and replaced.
Yeah.
That's a big ask.
Yeah, and I'm all for, I mean, way to go, Darren, to, want to improve.
For sure.
You're trying to improve your property,
Yeah.
which is awesome. And yeah, 95 feet of gravel is a lot of money, so I can imagine what your initial out-of-pocket
Exactly.
would be. I just don't think we're in a position right now. Great, I think we understand, and I think it would be up to Darren to try to figure out
Yeah.
solve it a little differently,
And I want
obviously.
and I'm not saying no, personally, I'm just saying we need to see numbers. What's that cost? I mean, what's the cost of putting it in, so we would understand the cost of replacing?
Yeah.
All that stuff has to kind of come back to us, so we can make an educated
And I would
choice.
circle back to
Yeah,
what kind of can of worms are we opening?
yeah.
There's some legal discussion.
With Grant,
Yeah.
that's
It needs
with our
further
attorney, right?
investigation.
Yeah.
And that's,
So-
that's where I believe is newish, but again,
Yeah, 79
You
was
just
put in.
have all the ground shit,
Yeah.
I mean, anything can happen, it's like that, you don't know.
Yeah, I thought we were perpendicular, I'd be like, yeah, no brainer, no problem, do it, and if we gotta make a cut and do our thing, yeah, we can do that. I mean, we do it all the time, and we cover that kind of thing, but the
That
whole-
one's different.
Right up the whole easement, yeah, it's different.
so I told Darren tonight, this isn't a discussion to have a resolution. This was just a
No,
start. and
no.
we would,
It's good information, good start. We gotta do some more diligence on our end. Have you got any quotes yet?
I don't, I just have rough estimates, not like, nobody came out, did measurements or anything.
Sure. That would be good to know, I guess, right, guys? So we
Just let me
understand,
know what the cost
right, what the
was.
cost will be, at least
And what it
replace.
cost.
Definitely do that.
Right.
What are you thinking there? I mean, is this like, hey, this is a project I want to get done this spring or summer? Or are you trying to find out what the answer here is first?
I'd like to get it done possibly this year, just because it's costing me every year to get more
Yeah,
rock and
okay.
gravel in there to repair the driveway.
All right.
Because there's always springtime, storms, everything washing away my driveway every year.
I've got an alley right now with the same problem. A new business came in and improved the property, but now the runoff is all, and I'm driving through mud puddles, from now until
Yeah.
probably April, or probably May or June. But yeah, I hear you.
I have the same thing happening in mine too. I have a little dirt driveway and if I big puddle in the place right in front of my house there, and then if I don't I dig a little tunnel and I need to drain it off the side, otherwise it just washes my driveway right away, so I totally understand it.
Yeah,
I get
and
it.
it's washing right on,
Yeah.
a lot of the silt is going
I get
around
it.
the manhole cover
I
too.
100%, I understand, I do.
Yeah, next thing you know, it's
Just
very.
trying to mitigate a problem and
All right.
Yeah, if you can continue to work with Dan in the city,
We're
that
gonna
would be
pull
great.
back as to what it would cost for, whichever you decide with the pavement or the concrete or whatever it
I
is.
can make some calls and definitely whenever they can come out and give me a quote. All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank
you're
you.
welcome, Darren, thank you. So, you just want to, get with Grant on this and, on our end, and, yeah, right, just get with Grant on our end and get the, our part of it done, and Darren can come back to you with numbers, and we can, readdress it down the line. Okay. Thank you, Darren.
Thank you.
Mayor Council comments. Sarah?
Almost spring, we're almost at the end of it, eh? Almost. Root for me.
Now you did it. It's a lot.
20 inches, actually, I think. Thanks, Sarah, thanks a lot, you're great. Okay, you done? Thanks, good. Okay, Ricky, anything?
No comments, thank you.
The comment, Rico?
I just want to, say, like, my disappointment with not being able to attend the WPPI Wisconsin
Yeah.
PG sponsor. Man, I was really looking forward to it. As we're potentially learning with this lead galvanized,
Sure.
whatever, process is, being involved in the political process on higher levels can really help our community our size.
I was lucky to go 3-4 years ago, and it was a awesome experience, and I would suggest all you take that opportunity if it's it comes up again, just so the public knows that was all weather related. It couldn't get flights out. That's what it was.
Yeah.
We had a nice contingency going. I think Trish was going, you were going, Candy was going, Dan was going,
Scott was already
Scotty was going. We
there.
had 5 people going out. It's a great thing. It's a good thing, but
And
unfortunately, weather.
The vast
We're in
majority, if
Silverhead.
not 100%, covered through our partnership.
Correct.
Not coming
Yeah,
out of
it's
the
not
pocket.
taxed.
of the
All the
city.
flights, right, all flights,
Yep.
meals, things like that are covered. All we gotta do is, in the hotels, yes, it's just,
Hotels are,
Yeah.
there's a grant for flights. And
yep. So, anyway, great, Rigo, I'm glad you brought that up.
Sorry I missed
Jeff,
out on that
I
opportunity.
do have one comment.
Oh,
When
no,
it's-
your time has passed.
It's a good one.
Okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to congratulate the Norway ski team on their great performance at the state finals.
Excellent,
Yeah,
yes.
girls third?
I think it was
I believe it
third,
was
yeah.
Good
Third
job,
or
girls.
fourth, but yeah,
Yep.
that's great. So,
Thank you, Ricky.
And hopefully
Here we
our
go.
girls' district basketball team bringing home a district championship
It'd be wonderful.
playing right now.
Excellent.
oh, okay.
I'm
Mr.
assuming my
Sullivan?
grandson.
Nothing for you? Trish?
Good.
Christina? You accountants never do talk much, right? That's good, your numbers. I have nothing, can you believe it? I'm not gonna say anything about this weekend's big game or anything like that, Rico.
All right.
All right, no closed session tonight. So do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.